Do you know that feeling? You've reached a goal, you have the relationship, you have the salary, the respect. You finally made it. You know that feeling. You're like, gosh, when I get the title, I'm gonna feel like I've made it. And then something hits you. You're thinking, I've been chasing this thing for years. I've been holding space for this thing. I've wanted this thing so badly. And then you get it. And then you start thinking, is this it? You know that those moments when you're in bed or you're just kind of relaxing, looking up at the ceiling and you're thinking, gosh, is this it? You find yourself wondering, like, on just a random Tuesday, like, if this is it, the money, you crushed a goal, you got the relationship, you got the beautiful ring, the house, and all of the things. Yet you're like, something is up, something is off. If this is the goal and I've got it, then why the hell do I feel like I'm in a cage? I want you to sit with that. Because many of us high achieving women, we can get all of the things, but we're wondering, is this it? And if this is it, why do I feel so empty on the inside? Friend, let me tell you, I don't want you to start feeling guilty or feeling bad about it. That emptiness is just a a signal that the current you and the thing that you were growing towards does not fit the current you. And when it does not fit the current you that you've become, you start to feel off. You start to feel like you're closing in. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going crazy. All right, let's get going. Okay, a high capacity woman, she is a rare breed. And that's a beautiful thing. But including myself, we've been taught in order to be of value, we have to work hard. And girl, we know how to get shit done. But it comes at a cost for us. When we put in everything, I mean, we come through like a force. It's not our fault, it's just how we are made. We come through like a force. And we start to build and study and achieve and we're checking off all of the boxes. And then we think we're all set. But here's the issue. There is a structural problem that we must address. Women like us, we give it all. We give it all from our nervous system. We give it all from our energy. We give it all from our brains. We give it all because we are capable. But what happens with that is, in reality, we can hold all of this weight. We have the capacity, and we've done it so well for so long. But the foundation for where we're going can't sustain it. Therefore, it starts to crack. It starts to crack, and you start to become resentful. You start to become thinking, like, my God, if this is it, why do I feel so stuck? Why do I feel like this isn't the vibrancy that I thought it would be? Like, I have the title, I feel good when someone is acknowledging me. But when I'm behind closed doors, why do I feel so strange? Why do I feel like this power that I was so, I came forth with all my force to get this power, but I feel like I'm in a cage. We women, when we start to feel like we're in a cage and we've put so much energy and effort in it, we sometimes feel like, wow, I can't tell anyone that this thing that I wanted so badly is now the thing that has me kind of like stuck energetically, stuck emotionally, stuck psychologically, and we don't know how to move out of it. But I don't want you to think that that's it. So let's talk more about this. The cage that you feel, it's not the job, it's not the family, it's not the thing that you desperately wanted. What's happening is you're using your life force, your spirit, your own life force as the load bearing wall. So what do you mean by that, Eva, the load-bearing wall? When we have so much force in us, so much life force to create such beautiful things, we're unstoppable. And when we move forward, we are pulling people across the bridge. We're over functioning. We're doing all the things. And then when we finally slow down, we're like, why do I feel so tired? Why do I feel so trapped? What's happening is the internal architecture that got you to this place and held you there for so long. I call it I call it room number one, the room of achievement, room number two, the room of responsibility, room number three, the room of relationship, room number four, the room of healing. When we got to this place, we became stuck in one of those rooms and it felt like a trap. And really, it is a trap. If you don't know how to get out of it and understand that that type of power in each one of those rooms, it starts to cost you something. And when it costs you something, you don't feel like you have the work-life balance that you really want because you never leave any of those rooms successfully long enough. And when you don't leave those rooms, it starts to be, you feel like, okay, I go on vacation, I have self-care, go to a great spa. The type of woman that you are, the type of nervous system that you have, spas and vacations and hanging out with friends only put a band-aid on this feeling that you have, this emptiness. And the reason that it only puts a band-aid on it because it's structural. The issue is based on the structure. So I want to introduce you to something that will start to get you thinking about something else. And I call it um, in my own intellectual property, I call it feminine power architecture, but when I'm working with organizations, I call it power architecture. And the umbrella, the power of this is power should never cost a woman herself. When you don't update or clear the old internal architecture, it becomes, it starts to run on the same thing, and the capacity of you never really expands the way that you want to, and you don't renew yourself the way that you want to. Power should be renewable for a woman. Power should not cost you yourself, and power should not cost you so much that you are needing days to overcome your power or to revamp yourself enough and renew yourself enough that you can even move forward. And what I mean by that is a lot of times burnout starts with drifting. And the drifting goes on for so long, you don't even know that it's now your new normal. When you're not able to see that that internal architecture of the old is still holding you in a pattern, you can't move forward. When you realize that in order to renew yourself, you got to start with that one question. Is this thing that I'm doing, this job that I have, this moment at night where I can't sleep and I'm looking up at the ceiling, what about it is costing me myself? It's costing me my body. It's costing me my thoughts. It's costing me my intuition. It's costing me whatever it is that you desire. When you're working from the old architecture, that internal thoughts that you have, those internal thoughts that you have, how you move through the world, how you think, how you be, how you act, how you do, if it hasn't upgraded into another room, and I call it the fifth room is a room of sovereignty where you are inhabiting yourself fully, not being ruled by the other rooms. And when you can inhabit yourself fully, you're now in a true power architecture. But you have to look at what's holding you back and making you feel trapped. When I think about the power architecture, the feminine power architecture, I'm thinking about fundamentally redesigning how you hold power. women in organizations, high capacity women, executives, CEOs, women who are movers and shakers, mothers, people who are saying yes to themselves and has the capacity to hold so much. If you're not redesigning how you hold your power internally and fundamentally, you will start to go down a path where it costs you significantly and it costs you, and I call it paying the bill of burnout, paying the bill of resentment, paying the bill of confusion, paying the bill of just saying, I'm done. That is not renewable power. That is power that collapses. And when I talk about power should not cost a woman herself, I start to detect where in a woman she is flatlining, losing her energy, losing her aliveness based on the job, the relationship, the house, etc. A woman should be renewing, and the vitality, the life force, the erotic life force should be just expanding and flowing through her so quickly and so beautifully, but it can't if she starts to feel trapped. I want to offer you something. I created something that's called the fifth room. I talked a little bit about it. And we talk about three doors. Door number one is the door of revealing. Revealing is, gosh, what is happening that I feel trapped? What is happening that I can't seem to shake this feeling? The reveal is allowing all of the things, the feelings, the thoughts to come forward. And when you're revealing it, you then get a chance to really shift. It starts with the awareness, and then from the awareness, you get to shift to something different. That is door number one, reveal. Door number two is refine. Some women are already doing this work, the work of embodiment, the work of awareness, the work of shifting her consciousness that she says, okay, I understand myself, I understand where I'm going, but I still feel that I've refined 1,000 different ways over my lifetime, but I feel like there's a little bit more that I can do. Refining helps you to embody the work that you feel like, yes, I get it. I understand where my power is. I understand the internal architecture of me, but I'm just shifting a little bit more. And then another door that we have is rain. Rain is, girl, you are in your queendom. You're in your sovereignty. You've passed those four rooms. You passed the room of achievement. You passed the room of responsibility and relationship and healing. Many of the other doors, you kind of get stuck in those places, and you don't even understand why you're still in that place. Why do you feel trapped? Why do you feel in the cage? Power should not cost you yourself, but you have to fundamentally redesign it so that it can hold you in your expansion now. So Rain is the woman who is unmovable. She understands who she is. She's in her sovereign power. And it's something that I call myself, it's self-possessed, where you're like, I'm aware of myself, I'm aware of where I'm going, I'm aware of who I am, I'm aware of where I've been, and all of this is now moving in the same direction. So, door one, reveal. Girl, those four rooms, they will tell you something. Refine. You know there's a little bit more tweaking that you want to do for yourself. Not that you're broken, but you want to just be more in your power. And the door number three, sovereign being, self-possessed, a woman in her power. Ladies, when you're looking up in the ceiling in the middle of the night, when you're thinking, what the heck is going on? Why do I feel like empty and numb? Why do I feel like I'm trapped when I have everything that I want? It's only because the container is of the old. And you need to be in one of those doors that I just spoke about so that you can realize, oh, there's so much more to me. There's so much more expansion. There's so much more liveliness. There's so much more power within me that I don't have to be the one who is suffering once I know what my internal architecture is. Ladies, I'm Eva Simone, and this power does not have to cost you. Let it work for you. Let's break these cages. Let's be in our power. Let's elevate. You do not have to keep living in a structure that does no longer fit you. I offer you a chance to go to my website and explore the three doors and feel where you are. Let each door speak to you. Feel what you get when you come to each door and sign up. Let us hear from you. It is your time. Be well. Bye.